Oh, this film.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, I guess I think we know where Crystal lands on this. No One Will Save You from 20th Century Studios on Hulu. I heard a lot of good things about this movie. It seemed to get a lot of praise. I think Stephen King gave it a glowing review. Not that that means much these days. But yeah, I checked it out the other night. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I really liked it.
I went in not knowing a single goddamn thing except the title. I didn't know it was an alien movie. I knew nothing. And I was like, horror movie, let's go. Saw it last night. What the fuck? What the fuck did I watch?
She like texted me last night. She's like, so does something happen? And I'm like, yeah, a lot of things.
Does the movie get better? Because it was like in the very beginning where I'm like, what's going on? And I didn't know there's no lines in the movie. And it took a while. Like until
that was awesome.
It was okay until we got to the town. And I'm like, this is forced with no lines.
I didn't realize until like midway through. I'm like, oh my God, not one person is like said like a full sentence in this. And I really enjoyed it. So basically the story, it's this girl, she's alienated in her town. And she lives alone. Turns out there's an alien invasion happening, but no one will save her because everyone kind of hates her. And it's revealed what she did later on in the film to get the whole town to hate her. But yeah, I thought it was really, really suspenseful. It has some issues, but yeah, Gil, what did you think of the film?
I didn't see it.
Fuck, you told me that. You told me that.
Yeah,
you told me that.
I heard it was really good, so I was saving it for last when I was going through your list and ran out of time.
Joey, what did you think of the film?
Well, the trailer looked really good, so expectations were high. It did kind of fall short in terms of pacing, but I feel like there wasn't really time spent built on like the characters of the story much. Although it was a decent watch, I kind of dug how there was minimum, dialogue. The show versus tell aspect of this story was really fun. The CGI was pretty subpar, but that doesn't bother me much. I loved the cinematic and creative uses of angles that they used in this because I don't know, it just kind of stuck out to me. Like a lot of the shots were cool and the way it looked, but the CGI wasn't that good. But yeah, the pacing is what really threw it off for me. That's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Adam?
Oh, I get to review this one. If you guys want to know my thoughts on The Nun 2, you can check out my review on my channel.
Wait, I thought we
Adam Does Movies. Just if you want to know, you can check it out there. I have a full review. No One Will Save You.
Why didn't you say anything? Look, I'm not on my A game tonight. You got to call me out if
I wanted to play victim, obviously.
Wow.
Poor baby.
I'm a middle-aged white guy, Tony. I
thought I'd do like more on my game looking back to these live episodes. And it's more of a shit show than ever.
Much like Quinn, I knew nothing going in. Crystal, I think I can go by last name basis with you, Quinn.
Let's do it.
Much like Quinn, I went into this like fresh as a daisy, and I have to tell you, I didn't like this movie. I watched it with my family, and the kids didn't really like it much either. My wife was a little bit more forgiving. There was a lot of shit in here that annoyed the crap out of me. First off, these aliens have like Professor X abilities. They have telekinesis, yet they can't kill this bitch who has no powers. Like, it makes no sense either. Like, why are they keeping her alive? There's no purpose to any of it. Secondly, there's some really bizarre editing in this movie. The bus scene specifically. She's on a bus. She's trapped with a bunch of people that have been taken over by aliens. And then we just cut from the scene. Like, she just walks off the bus. No one chases her. Nothing happens. What the fuck happened? I don't understand. And then the ending, subverting expectations. Nothing worked. It didn't add up.
Yeah, the aliens. I actually like when aliens are more like mysterious and they kind of don't make sense because that kind of adds to it for me. But yeah, at some point I'm like, all right, well, they're clearly having a problem with this girl. Why don't they just shoot her? Like, why are they constantly running at her, yelling at her? It's like, you don't have like a rock you can throw at her. Like, your powers aren't working.
No, that's what her power is, to throw rocks at people and murder them.
Her power is luck or being unlucky. I don't know. However, with the aliens, I did think they looked generic, but then they added like little introducing aliens that are like, am I good?
I think you said little dick aliens.
Little details.
Oh, okay.
There were little details then, and then I like how they're like there's different types of aliens, so it's like, hey, there's different species, but they're all working together. Overall, I enjoyed the film. I agree they could have like made the aliens a little bit more consistent, like with their abilities. I didn't mind what they were trying to say with the ending. I thought that was really, really fun.
But how many times did it feel like it all was going to end? There's at least 3 times when I was like, oh, the end. They're going to make it artsy and end here. And I was like, oh, they're still going.
Yeah.
It felt very forced to be arts. Like, I love artsy films. I do. But it felt, especially towards the end, like beginning was super slow and then it sped up and it's like, how can we throw more artsy shit in here before we end?
Yeah,
I agree.
It felt like Hulu trying to be A24 and failing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. It did lose a little steam for the end. Like I said, I really loved the beginning and whatnot. The middle was really good. And then the woman talked and I was like, turn it off. Turn it off. Turn this off.
When the woman, I
think we can all agree that's when the movie really lost us there. Can you just not talk? You really should learn.
I'm the fucking
I'm going to tell you, I am going to tell you
all
something
that
that triggered the shit out of me in this movie. And this woman was loud breathing throughout the entire thing. Like, she goes to the mailbox to get the mail, loud breathing. She's coloring something, breathing loudly. I don't know what's going on with her asthma, but figure it out. That was a bit much.
All right, real quick. Who is everyone's favorite aliens? I'll show you. We have regular, normal size aliens with finger feet. There was a big daddy long leg alien who dances to control ships. And then there was tiny muscle alien. Which one was your favorite, Joey?
Definitely tiny muscle alien, because that's like me. I'm tiny, muscular, very manly, you know?
What about you, Adam? What was your favorite alien?
I like the daddy long legs alien. It kind of reminded me of myself, too. Long, gangly.
Crystal, what was your favorite?
I want to say baby creepy alien that gets stabbed in the shoulder. But was it just me, or did they all look like they were like about to like stomp the yard? How many times did they go?
No, that's why Daddy Longleg was my favorite. I love when they just cut to him and he's just making shapes out of his arms.
You know what?
And I was like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, if I was Adam watching this, I'd be like, that's stupid. But I'm Tony, and I went, that's awesome. There should have been more of this.
No, I like that. I thought that shit was cool.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, I like the atmosphere was actually really well done in the movie. It's not like the whole thing was. I watched it all. You know, it's a watchable disaster. But like the visuals, I thought were good. Kind of like Joey, I don't get hung up on shoddy CG. I thought it was adequately done. I like the look of it, and the aliens were cool. I liked all the designs. It's just the story did not work for me at all.
Yeah, I do feel like in 20th Century Studios, because Prey last year was a really good movie, but the CGI, I'm like, can you guys just give it a little bit more time, put a little bit more money and polish this? Because it's almost there. Like, there was a lot of shots of like the aliens in the dark out of focus. It technically should have worked better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when the first is like going in a room, I'm like, oh, that's real noticeable. A lot of the close-ups were cool, like when she stabbed it in the head and everything. I thought that looked fine. Mm-hmm. But overall, I think the movie was fine and fun. It's definitely got some logic issues to it, but overall it was enjoyable. Joey, what are your final thoughts on No One Will Save You?
I love a good UFO and trauma movie. Fantastic.
Okay, Crystal, what are your final thoughts on No One Will Save You?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, fuck you. Next movie. What are your thoughts on No One Will Save You, Adam? Final thoughts.
Just watch Prey again. That movie's great.
Did you get Gil?
Huh? Gil didn't see it.
Oh.
You can still have a thought. You can still have a
Gil, based off this conversation, will you be watching this movie?
Well, I was doing an homage to the movie because I understand there's no talking in it, right?
I thought you were doing Castaway.
Okay.
Which is far better, by the way. Watch Castaway.
No. Next up,